Hey guys, it's Torqen. There's been a lot of talk this season about how weak Camille feels, especially in lane, and while I do think she's worse than before, her early trading is actually still really strong, and if you use it properly, you can get some really easy leads in lane. So in this video, I'm going to go over 3 games where I'm in pretty rough matchups, but by trading correctly early game, I'm still able to come out ahead. For the first game we're looking at, I'm playing into a Shen. He's typically seen as a pretty good counter into Camille since he can block her autos with his W and he has high early damage with his Q. For this game, my use of level up timers and playing around his cooldowns was crucial to me getting the win, so let's get right into it. Before the lane even starts, I see my Yi catch the invading Ivern and I head over to get a free kill. Now, I haven't backed, so I don't have a gold lead in lane, but the kill does give me bonus XP, which will come into play in a little bit. As we get back to lane, I start to push the wave by autoing, but notice how I stay away from Shen even though he's missing HP. With his Q and grasp, he can still win in short trades if I let him trade into me. I know I'll hit level 2 before him, and since I have Conqueror, I'll get a much better trading chance if I win. As he walks up to my casters, I realize I'm 1 minion from level 2, so I walk past him to grab them and catch him unawares, which nets me an easy kill. You can see why it was important for me to stay away from him early. I knew I had Conqueror into his grasp, so I wanted a longer fight, but if I fight him too early, he can just back off and hug his tower, which makes it a lot harder to kill him later. Since I didn't, he got a bit too comfortable, and once I can force the longer fight with my Conqueror, it's an easy kill. But we're not done. This is still a counter matchup, and I need to play the next levels right to seal the win. So I base, and I come back to lane with Shen. I'm looking to push the wave in, but I'm also looking to see if he gives me any trading opportunities while I still have the level lead. He tries to get a quick trade in here, but seeing as I have Conqueror, I look to extend the trade as long as I can, and it gets me a second kill. So you can see that in this game, my entire thought process was about taking elongated trades into Shen, knowing that I had Conqueror and he had Grasp, and in long trades, I most definitely win. Let's move on to the next one. For this next matchup, I'm into a Jax, and this time I'm on the opposite side of the matchup. I have Grasp into his lethal tempo, which means I favor shorter trades, and I'll be looking to take quick trades whenever my Grasp and passive shield are up. Coming into lane, I contest his push immediately, looking to stack my Grasp and stop him from stacking a large wave. I noticed he took Ignite, so he's really playing for the all-in. As long as I don't give that to him, I should be able to come out of trades ahead. Even this trade here, where he managed to land his E and get a few autos off, was easily fixed with a W and a grasp auto. I'm forced to back off as he's about to hit his level 2 and will be able to all-in me with his Q and E, resulting in me losing a large amount of health. Now I'm in a bad position, as the wave is pushing back to him and I haven't had the chance to take any short trades onto him. This is where I can use the fact that he took Ignite instead of TP. Even if I can't get the trades I want perfectly onto him, I can utilize my ability to mitigate a lot of damage with passive and W heal to trade almost evenly, slightly behind, and then TP back to lane.
An enemy has been slain. My side and the wrong side. Self-made women need
You see that I was forced to take an unfavorable trade due to the fact that he has lethal tempo and ignite, and even though I had more minions than him, he still came out of the trade ahead. But this is where having TP is so much better than having ignite as long as you don't die, because I can back, replenish my health, get some items, and come back to lane. I would have been fine with him backing here, as I would have crashed the wave onto his tower, gotten some tower plates, he would have lost some minions, and I would be in a position to take short trades when the wave pushes back to my side. But with him staying in lane, I can now look for 1 or 2 short trades that puts him out of commission. So I very carefully trade into him using my W and trying to use my passive to bait out his E. But he uses it too late and dies. Similar to the Shen game though, Jax is still a pretty good counter and 1 kill isn't enough to close out the lane. So let's jump ahead. We're a couple of minutes ahead now and we both hit 6, but Jax has made a crucial mistake. He took Shen while having lethal tempo. Even though Shen is a part of his build, it's much better for short trading, and this means he'll be forced to play around its cooldowns as his DPS will be drastically reduced while it's down. This allows me to take good short trades into him, and I'm managing to even win out trades when I should be losing since he has lethal tempo. At this point, he tries to back, but I have a much higher health lead than him. I'm able to chase him down and kill him. Going back through this, we see he had the exact opposite problem to what Shen had, where he was almost never allowed to take a long trade onto me. And because I took several short trades in a row, they allowed me to get ahead and eventually forced him to back, which led to his death. Now moving on to the next game, I'm up against Pantheon. This matchup's a bit different from the others, since Pantheon is more of a lane bully. He wants to poke you down with his Q and then look for a burst once you're low with all his abilities. What's really important in this matchup is avoiding his constant Q poke while still looking for your own trading windows. Similar to the Jax matchup, I'm looking for short trades here while constantly dodging his Q poke so I can actually contest the lane. One option, of course, is to just concede the push and give him control, but that puts way too much in his hands and won't allow us to win the lane as consistently. So throughout this lane, you just notice me walking side to side, walking back and forth, constantly trying to dodge his next Q. He walks up a bit too far here, trying to land some poke, and I catch him with some Qs. The lane is now pushing away from me, and I've managed to survive the point where he's strongest in the lane, when the lane is pushing to me and he can poke me with Qs all he wants. Now it's my turn to be a bit more assertive and look for trades onto him whenever they're available. And you can see here that I'm managing to trade very evenly with a Pantheon who has Conqueror, who has Ignite, who is supposed to be stronger than me early game, but because I'm only taking short trades and I'm constantly looking to dodge his Qs at all times, I've managed to put myself ahead of him in the lane. I quickly take a look bot lane and spot the enemy Talon, which tells me I can be aggressive in the lane, so the instant I see an opportunity, I go in. Even if I had minions to grab, I would have still gone for the trade instead, as trading is how you gain lane control as Camille. With how low Pantheon is now, a dive is very much on the cards, and the only thing I'm waiting for is to see if there's a way I can bait out his E.
An ally has been slain. Extreme times.
I'm gonna pause it here. If you're the Pantheon in this situation, you really want your jungler staying away unless you're under tower. A gank like this just has almost no chance of working. At best, I escape, and at worst, I get a double kill. Ultimately though, this only happens because of the way I've been trading in lane, and it forces Talon into a desperate play. I try to go for a flashy play here with an E/E onto the Pantheon. Unfortunately, I cancelled one of my autos, which stopped me from getting the kill. Luckily, my Nunu is here to bail me out, but if I didn't go for that flashy play, I probably could have just easily secured a double kill. So hopefully, you guys can see just how strong Camille's early trading actually is. She might lack wave clear, but she makes up for it with really strong trading patterns that let you control the lane if you use them properly. If you guys implement some of these trading tips into your games, you surely will climb some divisions as you'll win many more lanes and come out of the lane much farther ahead. Alright guys, that's the end of this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Peace.
Precision is the difference between a butcher and a surgeon.